In the second episode, I'm sitting down with Tommy Mahoney and Jacqueline Clark, both students who were bused in 1974 to predominantly white or black neighborhoods. I thought it was important to give you their perspective and their events. They weren't too worried about politics. It sounded like they were very worried about being hurt, being beaten up, being in fights, and the violence that was surrounding them while they were trying to go to school. So your name is
Jacqueline, yep. Clark.
Where'd you grow up?
Roxbury, Ruggles Street.
And
what was called the Whittier Street Housing Projects.
And in 1974, do you get a letter or like a phone call that told you where you were?
I believe my mom might have got correspondence that came to the house that said that I was going to be going to Charlestown. But it wasn't, I don't think my mom contacted them or said I'm looking for a high school for her to go to. I think there was like, at some point,
assigned you to school.
We was assigned, I think Judge Garrity had it where we had to do the busing.
Yeah.
Right.
And next thing I knew, I was on the bus going to Charlestown.
Did they give you a talk before you guys got on the bus or any kind of briefing like, hey, here's what you're up against,
here's what to do,
not to do?
The only thing that they said was, you're not going to really be welcome here, and we're going to protect you while you're on this bus. It was like bus monitors.
Okay.
We're gonna protect you while you're on the bus as best we can because you're not gonna be. And they was very open and honest. You're not gonna be welcome. So we gotta like stay away from the windows.
Right.
You know, because we didn't know if there was gonna be rocks or whatever. And there were people outside when we did go into the school, but nobody like literally did anything physical. There was more verbal abuse than it was physical.
Well, what would they actually say? We just like,
nigger, get out of here, you don't belong here. Typical racial slurs.
Did that make you more scared or more angry?
I was for me, I was scared.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't me. I was like more of a pothead. I got along with everybody, you know what I mean? There was no real racial thing for me. But I was scared more of physical.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like I was telling you on the phone before, when we had the Black Panthers and everything, then we felt we had like a little bit more freedom and, it was like, oh, this is so cool, because they was trying to teach us things.
And what would they really say to you? Like,
well, they was talking about, like, learning about how we should have our own businesses and sticking together. They never really said, like, just being black, it's just all about us. That wasn't their message. It was like, how there could be a peaceful togetherness and we need to try to do this. But at the time, there was a Vietnam War going on and Nixon was the president and, it was just a whole lot. And it got me to reading books and, Malcolm X and things like that. I was like, I need to.
Were the Panthers was drugs in that scene? Were they smoking pot?
No. Absolutely not. They were very militant. They were very militant. They didn't have guns or anything. They had a trailer, and it was right at Tremont where Northeastern is now. There used to be a trailer, and that's where their office was, right by Ruggles Station.
Okay.
And they didn't have the corridor then. The corridor was not built yet.
Yeah, the corridor wasn't there.
And they had a trailer, and we used to go to the trailer. But they were, like, good to us. We read books, and, they kind of gave us a little bit of history and how to understand things a little better. Don't just, everything's not what you see in the media or on the news. And, we're not really we're not the bad people all the time. Yeah, we're for our people and we want them to understand things. But they didn't make it seem like, oh, it's black. It's all about black. And you got to do this. There was nothing like that. I loved reading and they taught me things. I knew how to understand the media a little better, what to look for or understand things a little bit better than what I just imagined. Because my older brothers were drug addicts. And so everything they did, if they wasn't robbing somebody or taking money or getting high, and I'd come out of my projects and you'd go upstairs and kids are playing in the building and someone's ODing on the floor. You know what I mean? It's like...
Right, so to hear that voice of like empowerment...
So they was very empowering. They made me feel like I know there's more to this. I know there's more.
Did you have any sense of Black Panthers then in like, what was it, mid-70s?
There used to be a club up in Mattapan, but no, it wasn't anything like I said.
But in the media they kind of painted it as like threatening, dangerous guns.
They're going to kill us. They're going to kill us white people if they see us. That's how we took it.
But then more like when Huey P. Newton and all of them, they was more radical. It was not in our cities. It was like California and other places where it was really big and
Yeah.
But the ones that came in to talk to us, it was just. I think more now when I think about it as a kid, I think they was just keeping us out of the area of the drug addicts and everything that was going on. They would come after school and have us come into the trailers and read books. They would buy us lunch and stuff like that, and go back home and you just look forward to seeing them the next day. You know what I mean? So it was different. So I think that was more like that, but they weren't real radical, like, kill Whitey and then put up posters and burn stuff down.
I think that's how we see it. That's how we seen them, like, even like in the Olympics when the guys did that. Was that really that big of a deal?
Everybody looked at Southie and looked at Charlestown and said that these are racist communities that are against black people. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying there's got to be more to it, right? People don't react that intensely if there's not something happening in the background.
There's something not going to be going on. Exactly.
They were afraid. And like Tommy said, they were being told, hey, these black kids are going to come into schools and they're going to be violent and they're going to break drugs and they're going to do all this.
So they planned it. It's like
they were brainwashed.
Jason's going to go come live in my house tomorrow. Exactly. Okay? He's going to stay for the whole year, whether I like it or not.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you go, Jason's okay. But then by, Wednesday, I might not like you very much. You know what I mean? But we started out like we had no idea. If the kids from Charlestown came to Southie, or the kid from Southie came to Hyde Park, we would have been fighting them too.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't matter. That's right. Exactly.
Of course, we could pick out who was coming because they were coming in the 4 buses.
Yeah.
And they were all black people.
So this is a real question, and I don't want anybody to get like offended about it. But how common was the word? If you use the word nigger, like, did you hear it a lot? Oh, yeah. Did you guys say it a lot?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It wasn't nothing that was secret.
But it's so supercharged now that it's like.
Well, now it shows. Now it shows more in the black community.
Exactly.
But I think in the day it was more the white community. I mean, come on, go back and watch the films of Southie. You say that guy. Yeah, that would be the word to describe. But you would have to have that anger. It would never be just like there's a bunch of niggas.
But so what was your big thing when they burned the flag at school?
Well, that ended up being just like the color, whatever just happened in the day, like
But it's early in the morning. It's like 11.
Yeah, it's like first class, whatever. Like it's like 9:30 in the morning. English class or whatever.
Up the headmaster.
And
the black students burned the flag.
He went to Hyde Park.
They ended up beating the headmaster. It was Mr. Best, and then they burnt the flag that day, and that was like it was kind of the old days. You kind of had to get on the news. Like if Southie had a riot on Wednesday, we're having one on Thursday.
Exactly.
And then everybody's having Friday off, and then Monday's a holiday, so we just got a 5-day weekend. Really, that's how it would work out. It would really work out like it serious would.
And he's telling the truth.
It really would. So we were like, I was in school like 2 months, and English class, we had no teacher. And then we're in the classroom, we were in the shop, so we have our own. There's the regular school, and then we have our own principal, and we have machine shop. So we have classes of probably like 25 kids or whatever, and we all go to classes during 1 week and then go shop another week. So we're in class. All of a sudden, we look outside, and all the kids are running outside, and they're like, get out of the school. The niggas are going crazy. Get out of the school like this, and then you hear this, you hear like. And you're like, what the fuck? You don't know what that is. You're like, and that's everybody running down the hallway.
Trying to get out.
In your machine shop.
In our class, the one class, 20 kids, 25 kids.
Well, were you all white kids? Or
yeah, basically, we had one girl that was a black girl in the whole shop. In the whole shop at the start of it. I think at the end last year, one kid came in as a freshman. But one girl did our whole 4 years. Mm-hmm. So we're in the class. We're the first class at the bottom of the stairs. All of a sudden, there's we're in the class, shit's happening, and then all of a sudden, the doors, 2 teachers run and go, gotta get out of the building. And we had these real tall screen doors on the windows, big screens that you could open, they'd open up so you could escape, but one in each room opened up. Every other one was chained, locked, or whatever. Yeah. So we get out, we're stepping on the desk and jumping out the window. All of a sudden, I don't know, there's 100 black kids come to the fucking front door. Right? I mean, 100. I'm being nice too because I'd be screaming. I'm sorry, I'd be screaming the N-word like crazy.
It's okay.
No, this really happened.
want. That's what we want. We need that. But that's okay. We're used to this.
Like in the, you know, in the
the
scene, all right. There's 100 fucking, like I said, 100 black kids come to the door. There's this Mr. Bernazzotti and this other English teacher, and they're like, "Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!" So we're jumping out the window. All of a sudden, they break in the door, right? The black, and all of a sudden the teachers are like fighting them off. I remember this kid, Tommy Kroll or something. We flipped the table up, and they used to give us tool bits. Bits, like the first thing you do as a machine shop is to learn how to make a bit to cut steel.
Yeah.
You know, so you made how to make it. So you'd have 3 of them, and then you'd engrave your name on the side of, you know, TM or whatever the hell it is. Well, I remember sitting there, and we flipped the table up. They're coming to the door. We fucking fling these tool bits at the black kids, right? And we're throwing tables, all of a sudden, there's like 12 of us left in the class. They're all in the fucking room now. The whole room's full, and we're like inches away. We run out. There's a back door right here. We run in the back door. We run in the drafting room. We slam the door. Now we're in there. There's like stools that are like, you know, it's a drafting class, so there's high desks. The stools are like 3 foot high. We're flinging them off the fucking screens, trying to get the screens to open up to get out of the class. They're all fucking. Every single one of them is got a lock on it.
Yeah.
Is locked tight.
I wonder why that was though.
It's just like they had one in that one room, so the adjacent door was. They didn't think it was gonna a thing like that was gonna happen. They thought it might be a fire, and we'd all just exit quietly. So we were in all that class. I remember, and Mr. Bernazzotti, and there's a couple of cops at the door, and they're all at the front, like the front door's here. And this black kid smashes in the back window and tries to open the back door, and this kid, Wally something, it was a drafting class, and it was all this steel, you know, so you learn how to draft it, 3-dimensionally. He picks up this big piece of steel, he throws it through the window, and it smashes through the window and hits the black kid, right? Pushes back, and 2 cops around, and Mr. Burns, they go, "Run for the fucking shop." So we run down the shop. It's like a hallway from here to probably across the street where the park is. And then you take a left. We're running down. There's a whole freaking hallway of just 100. I mean, 100 or fucking how many people can fill the school? I don't know. There was just a shit, and there's 3 cops trying to hold it back. We run down the shop. We take the corner, and they're fucking loose now. We know they're getting closer. And we know down the shop there's a huge steel door, and they have a big bar to put down behind it when they close the shop so people can't steal shit. You know what I mean? So we're fucking pounding on the door. I remember this kid, Tommy Kroll, little fucking blonde-headed kid. He's crying. He's like, "We're gonna fucking die! We're gonna die!" Little guy screaming. Finally, they open the door. We run in we didn't hear. We could hear him running down the hallway. We didn't see it. We get in the room. They slammed it. I remember there was this teacher too, Mr. something. He was just a dick.
So
you know what I mean? He's one of those guys.
Where was this? What school was
High
this?
Park High.
This was High Park.
Yeah, we broke it. We get in the door. They we slammed the door down, and he's like, "All right, everybody relax. Everybody relax." I was like, "Fuck you, relax." I grabbed this big fucking piece of steel and put it on my shoulder. He goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "I'm going the fuck outside to protect myself." And 20 other kids grabbed it. We're a machine shop. Grabbed the steel and walked out. You can't protect us. We would have literally been fucking dead if they caught us outside that door. We would have literally been dead. I mean, that's how it was. That was the first thing. After that, it was like, all right, you stay with your friends. You make sure the 10 kids you hang with, you're always around them.
Even though we went through everything we went through, we still went to school every day.
Do
you know what I mean? I did. We still went to school every day.
No, I didn't miss school.